Alright, fellow hunters, time to look at the final episode of the day, which is Death Takes a Holiday. Two men walk out of a bar. As they round the corner, a younger man steps out, pulls out a gun, and demands their wallets. The man is outside putting trash out when this is going on. He drops his dumpster lid and loud noise startles the mugger, and the gun goes off. One of the men falls to the ground and his friend frantically tries to revive him. The shot master sits up and pulls open his jacket to reveal the bullet wound. He's not even bleeding. They both stand up, surprised that he is alive. At a restaurant, Sam is on the phone with Bobby. Dean glances over when he hangs up and comes to the table to join him. Sam says that Bobby found a case, a small town where nobody has died in over a week. Dean questions on why that's unusual, and Sam tells him it's the way they're not dying. One man was shot in the heart, yet got up and is still walking around, despite being shot point blank. Another man was in hospice with terminal cancer. He got up and left. Dean wants his people making deals, and Sam thinks he might be right. Sam tells Dean to get his food to go, and Dean stays sitting. He pushes Sam, but he really wants Dean to go with him, because he doesn't want him to hold back. Sam routinely apologizes to him again, saying he already told Dean that what he said was because he was under the siren's influence. He asks Dean if they're going to get over it, and Dean states that it's done. Dean and Sam are in the house of Jim Jenkins, the man who was shot, posing as bloggers. Jim thinks that what happened to him is a miracle because angels are watching over him. Dean and Sam question him about if he'd been at Crossroads recently, or if he's met anyone with black or red eyes. He denies anything like that happening to him. Dean's at the hotel when Sam comes in. Sam explains that the cancer survivor they heard about was clinically dead. His wife had pulled the plug on him and, instead of dying, he got up and walked out. He's currently taking her out for their anniversary. Sam has seen if he's making progress, and Dean tells him about a boy named Cole Griffith. He was the last person to die in the town. Dean must have the sense they can't find any evidence of demon deals happening, that maybe the problem is that there is no one to lead them further after they're dead. Sam thinks it might be because there are no Reapers around. Dean wants to know how they can find out, and Sam suggests they talk to the boy Cole. Since he was the last person to die, he might have seen something. Later that night, there's some ritual around Cole's grave, all discussing what will happen when they do find a way to fix what's going on in the town. Dean insists because he feels that the people don't deserve to die. Sam says he agrees, but points out that there's a natural order. Dean scoffs his statement and tells him that they get around the natural order all the time. He also says that they're no different than anyone else. Sam tells him that they're completely different because he's got demon blood himself, and Dean's been to hell and back. The man comes along and interrupts them. He wants to know what they're doing and thinks it looks like devil worship. Sam tells the man they're leaving, and the man says that they're not going anywhere. Dean realizes it's Alistair. Alistair flicks Dean away and then tries to do the same to Sam. However, instead of being thrown back, Sam stalks toward him. Alistair comes as Sam has obviously been hanging out with his demon whore. Sam waves his hand and Alistair gets thrown back against a tree. Sam begins to try to exorcise the demon. Alistair smokes out before he can get very far. Back at the hotel, Sam asks Dean how he's doing. He tells him he's in pain, but he's fine. Dean wants to know what happened with Alistair after he got knocked out. Sam tells him that as soon as Alistair realized he couldn't fling him away, Alistair left. Dean wants to know why Alistair wasn't able to affect him like the last time, and Sam claims ignorance. Dean tells him he knows Sam wants to keep secrets, but he doesn't want Sam treating him like an idiot while he does it. Sam denies keeping any secrets. Dean says whatever. Sam tells Dean that Bobby called with some information. Bobby agrees that the local Reaper has gone missing. Bobby found a reference in an arcane version of Revelations to a ritual involving killing a Reaper under the solstice moon, which happens to be the next night, breaks another seal. Dean wonders how they kill a Reaper, and Sam says that the demons must have a way. Dean comments that the angels haven't shown up and they could actually use their help on the case. However, since they're nowhere to be found, they'll have to take care of the situation themselves. Sam points out that they can't see the Reapers, only ghosts can, and Dean tells them that they'll have to become ghosts. Pam shows up at the hotel. She also came up with the idea of astral projection, and Dean raises his hand. Pam points out that what they're doing is essentially ripping out their souls just so they can wander around the spirit world. Dean says it doesn't matter because it's where the Reaper is, so they have to do it. Pam tells them that this action is crazy, and Dean says it'll work if you know what you're doing. Pam says that they have no idea what they're doing, and Dean says that's why they called her. Pamela tells him that she's sick of being drawn back into the angel-demon war and she wants nothing more to do with it. Dean says this is about the end of the world, which means no more of the things that she enjoys and that they need her help. Sam closes the curtains and Dean sets up the candles. While waiting for them to finish setting up, Pam asks them how they plan to do anything. They'll be incorporeal and able to physically interact with anything. Dean says they'll figure it out because the ghosts are always kicking their butts. Pamela tells them that those ghosts have had a ton of time to learn that stuff. Dean snarkily says they'll have to cram then. She tells them both to lay down and close their eyes. Pamela says some random words and tells them to get going. Dean sits up thinking due to work and wants to know what they try next. She doesn't answer. Dean looks across at Sam's bed, where Sam is still laying. He turns to see Sam standing behind him too. He looks beside him and sees himself, laying on the bed. It reminds him that she has to bring them back. She tells Sam that they're going to whisper the incantation into his ear. The whispers, "You've got a great ass." When Sam grins, Dean asks him what she said. Outside, the boys are walking together, and jogging wind runs right through them. Runs right through Sam. Dean lifts his hand through Sam's chest to test it out. Sam tells him he can stand up his body, and Dean calls him a prude, and tells him, "Come on." After walking around town for several hours, they still haven't found any signs of the demons. They start to pass by house when Sam asks why a kid in the window is staring directly at them, like he can see them. Dean points out that he can, because the kid looking at them is the last person died in the town, Cole Griffith. The boy flickers and disappears. In the house, Cole's mother enters his room. She calls out to him, saying she knows he's still there because the thing's being moved. A soccer ball on his night table starts to spin, then flies at her. She screams and runs out of the room, right through Sam and Dean, who are just coming in. Dean yells at Cole to stop and wants to know how he's moving things. Cole demands to know who they are. Sam tells Cole that he's dead, and Cole sarcastically tells him he already knows that. Surprised, Sam tells him that they just want to talk to him. Downstairs, as I watch Cole's mom pour herself a drink, Cole then tells him about how he died. He had an asthma attack because he stayed outside in the cold all day. He was in his room and tried to call out for his mom, but he couldn't. Next thing he knew, he was standing over his body. That was when Cole saw the Reaper the first time. The Reaper wanted Cole to go with him, but Cole didn't want to. Sam asked how he got rid of him, and Cole says he didn't. A bunch of black smoke did. Cole says he hid in the closet, and when he came back out, both the Reaper and the black smoke were gone. He asks if he knows where the black smoke went, and Cole says he doesn't know, but he does know where it is now. At the moment, the lights start flickering, and Cole says they're back, disappearing without telling Sam and Dean who he's talking about. There's a sudden gust of wind, and they see a white shape heading down the stairs toward them. Sam realizes it's another Reaper, just as the shape coalesces and becomes Tessa. She greets Dean warmly, which makes him confused. Dean asks if they know one another, and Tessa tells him that they go way back. Dean says she'll have to remind him. Tessa comes forward and kisses him. Images flash the time they spent together in hospital after the car accident they were with their father, when the trucker demon tried to kill them several years before. She pulls away and Dean calls her by her name, Tessa. Sam questions how Dean knows her, and Dean explains that she was the Reaper that was with them in the hospital after the accident. Tessa tries to leave them and go up and reap Cole's soul, but the boys state that she can't take him yet. When Tessa questions why, they explain that the demons in town already came after one Reaper, and that Cole knows where they are. Tessa tries to say it doesn't matter because the town is off the rails and needs to be straightened out. But Dean says that she needs to leave. If she doesn't, then she could be kidnapped as well. Tessa says that she doesn't care, just wants to do her job. Behind them, Cole's mother comes in, picks up her keys, and leaves. Sam tries to tell Tessa to leave town as well, but she refuses, saying again that she's going to fix the chaos that the town is in. Sam gets her to agree to at least hold off on starting until they find out where the demons are. Before he goes off in search of Cole, Dean asks Sam what he's going to say, and Sam tells him whatever it takes. Sam leaves Dean and Tessa standing together near the stairs. Upstairs, Sam finds Cole sitting in the closet of his room. He sits down outside telling Cole he understands how confusing and scary everything must be for him. Cole refuses to tell him where the black smoke is because he's afraid if he gives them the information they want, he'll have to leave his mom. Sam promises Cole that if he helps them, he'll never have to leave her. Back downstairs, Tessa expressing her surprise that they're together again. Dean wants to know why she's so fascinated by it, and she tells him he's the one that got away, which pretty much never happens to her. Dean hesitates, then asks her if he can tell her a secret. Tessa asks him who she's going to tell. Dean explains that for an entire year after the experience together, he always felt like he was missing something. Now he remembers her. He knows that it was her, and the fact that he didn't just leave with her when she first wanted him to. He really regretted and wished he had just left. He was about to avoid the pain he'd gone through with losing his father and Sam. However, Dean also says that none of it matters because of everything that's happened now. Just as he feels that way because of the angels. The angels are surprised that she's aware of what's going on. Dean explains that despite of all the horrible things he's done, the fact that someone upstairs decided he was aware of that second chance makes things different. Makes things different if it's a miracle. He's not sure how it makes him feel, though. Sam clears his throat and walks in with Cole. Cole tells him they saw the black smoke in the funeral home during his funeral. Suddenly, the lights start flickering. The door bursts open, and black smoke floods into the room and disappears, taking Tessa with it. The boys express frustration at their helplessness and inability to interact with the physical world due to the fact that they're ghosts. They both look at Cole, realizing that he could teach them how to haunt like other ghosts. Outside, Dean is focusing on a little windmill. Cole tells him he needs to concentrate. Dean looks hard at the windmill and moves around once, to which he suddenly stops and lets out a gasp. Cole asks him if he pulled a muscle. Dean looks at Cole and aggravatingly tells him to show him what he's got. Cole looks at the windmill concentration and starts spinning wildly. After a moment more, the swing of the porch sways back and forth, and the chimes start moving. Dean and Sam are amazed, but Cole tells him it's not even the good stuff. Back inside the house, Cole punches Sam in the stomach. He tells the boys that they want to physically hit something, they have to use their anger. Cole taunts him by punching them both several times, until Sam suddenly reaches out and grabs his arm, stopping him. Cole suddenly disappears in front of Sam and reappears behind them both. Dean exclaims that he has to teach him how to do it. Later, the boys arrive at the funeral home to see that it's covered in blue symbols. Dean wants to know why no one is reacting to the writing. And Sam points out it's likely someone has to be in the veil to be able to see it. Inside, they find a strange symbol on the floor, and both Reapers are laying inside. A demon is in the room across from them. Dean disappears, then reappearing next to the man, punching him, only to disappear again. The demons turn again. This time sees Sam, who punches him. Then both ways are attacking him. He backs up against behind a coffin sitting nearby. Dean happily comments that being a ghost is awesome. Just as they cross over the threshold of where the demon is now standing, another demon comes in, pulling a big chain with him. The first man vaults the coffin and grabs another chain, and they quickly hook them up so Dean and Sam are inside. Sam says it's iron and there's no way for them to get out. After a moment, Alistair walks in and asks the boys if they're having trouble finding the place. Alistair walks closer, picking up a shotgun. He cocks it and shoots Dean. Dean disappears. Alistair taunts Sam about not being able to use his mojo on him, and Sam tells him to go to hell. Alistair says that he has, but they just keep sending him back. Alistair explains that he has to kill Death twice to break the seal. During the conversation, Alistair keeps shooting them with rock salt. He shoots Sam with a rock salt. Dean points out that shooting them makes no difference because it won't kill them. In the motel room, Pamela's sitting, waiting. He hears a crack behind her, and quickly stands up and goes to the door, locking it. She can hear a strong wind coming in through the window now. Alistair is holding a sharp sickle against one of the Reaper's throats. Dean questions where he got the sickle, and Harry explains he got it from the Horseman Death, that he and his 3 pals are looking forward to the coming apocalypse. Alistair says an incantation, and slices the Reaper's neck. There was high wind, thunder, and lightning. He puts the dead Reaper down and then heads for Tessa, pulling her up by the collar. The boys are concentrating on the chandelier on the ceiling above, trying to get it to fall. Alistair begins speaking, as the boys desperately concentrate on the lamp. In the motel room, Pamela shut the window. She turns around and moves away, saying she knows someone is in the room. She pulls back a curtain, but there's nothing behind it. She turns away, and as she moves back towards the boys, a man steps forward. She senses him and runs for the bed, beginning to speak the words in Sam's ear to wake him up. But the man grabs her leg and pulls her back. Meanwhile, Sam and Dean manage to make the chandelier fall, scrambling apart the symbol on the floor. Tessa disappears out of the hands of Alistair. She unhooks the chains, and the boys and her disappear. Outside the funeral home, Dean and Tessa reappear, but Sam is not there. Tessa asks where he is. Dean tells her to go, and he'll find Sam himself. In the motel room, The demon and Pamela continue to fight. She grumbles forward and calls the incantation in Sam's ear again. The man throws her into the mantle, and she's skated back down. He pulls a knife on her and stabs her in the stomach. Sam sits up. He jumps up, and with one hand sends the demon flying against the wall. He clenches his fist, and the demon pours from the body, burning up on the floor. Runs to Pamela, who starts laughing. Pamela points out that, right now, she can't die in this town. She tells him to make her a drink. Dean is running down a dark street when St. Alistair appears and tells him he can't run from him. He approaches Dean, but suddenly a bolt of lightning comes out from the sky and strikes him. He's gone. Cassio appears before him and congratulates them on stopping the seal from being broken. When Dean asks where the angels were, Cassio explains that the warding they saw in the funeral home was angel-proofing. Cassio explains that the reason he called in Sam and Dean explains that was the reason he called in Sam and Dean in the first place. The call they received telling them about the case was actually Castiel, not Bobby. He tells Castiel that if he needed their help, he should just asked. However, Castiel says that Dean always does the opposite of whatever he asks. Dean wants to know what happens now because people are going to start dying again. Castiel tells him that to everything there is a season. Dean asks why he can't make any exceptions, and Castiel says there are no exceptions to be made. He tells Castiel that he made an exception for Dean, and Castiel tells him he's different. Tessa comes back and tells Dean she needs his help. In Cole's house, his mother's looking at his baby book. Cole's watching her as she cries. Tessa greets the boy and tells Dean to thank his brother for nothing. Tessa talks to Cole, about the fact that his mother is still sad because she can feel him there. Says he will let go. She'll always be in pain because she can't let him go either. Cole says what's next, and Dean steps in and tells Cole that she won't answer. But he explains to Cole how he needs to go with Tessa because one day his family will be gone. There will be nothing left for him to care about. So he'll be gone, and there will be nothing left for him to care about anymore. He tells Cole that they're all scared, and that's okay. Cole looks back one more time at his mother, then nods at Tessa and walks forward. She hugs him, and he disappears in a bright light. Samantha looks up, as if feeling something different. Dean tells Tessa to look after Cole, and Tessa tells him he should look after himself. She tells him that she's been around death her entire existence. The one thing that she knows is that people tell lies. Lie about where someone goes after they die, or the fact that the person is at peace. Tessa tells him that there really are no such things as miracles. She thinks his idea that the angels have something good in store for him, in fact he's been given a second chance, is unrealistic. He needs to trust his instincts because he knows something bad is coming and he needs to be prepared for it. Dean hears Pamela's voice speaking. As she finishes speaking the incantation in Dean's ear, Sam helps her sit down. Sam says that they've got to talk to Tessa and holding off reaping until they can get Pam help. Pam tells him it's too late and she pulls her hand away and pours out of the wound. Dean says with a gasp and sees Pamela taking a drink from her flask, her hand over her stomach. After a minute, Sam asks where Tessa is. Instead of telling Sam, he turns to Pam and tries to apologize. Sam says she doesn't deserve this, and Pam angrily agrees. She tells them to do her a favor and tell Bobby to go to hell for ever introducing her to them. Dean tells Pamela to calm down because she's going to a better place and Pamela calls him a liar. Pam pulls down close and whispers in his ear. She tells him she knows what he did to the demon and she can feel what's inside of him. Whatever his intentions are, they are not good no matter what he thinks. She starts coughing again and starts bringing up blood, then slowly dies. Dean goes out to her, then asks Sam what she said to him. Oof, well, I don't know if they're going to find out the answer to that next episode, but who knows. Anyway, let's take a look at some continuity surrounding this episode. Tessa makes her second appearance. Tessa restores Dean's memories of their first meeting back in Season 2's In My Time of Dying. Dean makes reference to things Sam said in last episode, Sex and Violence. Pamela, seen in Heaven and Hell, dies helping Sam and Dean cross the veil. Ironically, she calls Dean a liar when she says she's going to a better place. But later in the series, in Dark Side of the Moon, we see she's in heaven and tells Dean he was right. Also, let's look at some trivia from this episode. IMDb lists Cole Griffith's mother as Mara Griffith. The end credits began by dedicating season 4 to director Kim Manners. Born January 13th, 1955, died January 25th, 2009. Aww. So So I really do like this episode, but yeah, it is kind of upsetting that we had to lose Pamela, but what you gonna do? So yeah. Anyway, so overall, I give Death Takes a Holiday. I give it 4 Impalas out of 5. But anyway, tune in tomorrow as we to the next episode on the head of a pin. So until then, carry on, my wayward sons and daughters.